Well, we asked and you delivered. Who is the most remarkable woman you know in Central Indiana?
Our annual contest brings in hundreds of nominations every year, and our panel of judges have the tough job of narrowing it down and finding one winner. Okay, that is so sweet, is it not? Justin Phillips is Central Indiana's most remarkable woman. We surprised her with the honor with help from her family, friends, and some of our favorite Indiana sports teams.
Yeah, in partnership with our parent company, Nexstar, she gets $1,000 towards charity and a trip to Nashville to meet other remarkable women from across the country. By the way, Justin Phillips' story is truly remarkable. A mother's love knows no bounds. That's a quote right there. Is more than just a phrase. It is the backbone of her cause. As
Fox 59's Aaliyah Blackburn shows us, she's dedicated to breaking the stigma of an uncomfortable topic by using the love for her son as a lifeline for others.
As a mother of three,
Aaron was my middle child.
The bond between Justin Phillips and her children is not only special, it's uniquely tailored.
But Aaron and I had a different relationship than I have with my oldest son and with my daughter. Aaron was the one who would call me out on my stuff.
A level of comfort only understood by a mother and son. In 2012, Phillips says the transparency between her and Aaron led to one of the toughest conversations they'd ever have.
And Aaron came to me and said, "Mom, I'm using heroin and I can't stop on my own, but I want to." I didn't understand opioid use disorder. I don't think a lot of us did.
Like any parent would, Phillips sought out help, but despite her efforts like sending him to treatment, Aaron would ultimately lose his life. He died from an overdose a year later at just 20 years old.
I learned about naloxone, Narcan 45 days after he died.
And it could have saved Aaron's life. Naloxone, or Narcan, is a medicine known to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Though it was too late for her son, Phillips knew she could help save others.
And I was faced with this loss that I didn't want somebody else to have.
Overdose Lifeline may be inspired by heartache, but its purpose is to help other families heal from the impact of addiction. Phillips founded the effort, making it an official nonprofit in 2014, less than a year after Aaron's death.
When I learned about naloxone, that's really the first thing we did was work to make it accessible to everyone without a prescription.
Signed by Governor Mike Pence, Aaron's Law became reality in Indiana in 2015. It eliminates barriers like a prescription and gives layperson access to naloxone, along with protection from civil liability if used in good faith.
We've distributed 1.2 million doses of naloxone across Indiana.
Nikki Cochran is part of Phillips' team at Overdose Lifeline. Aside from naloxone access, she says Phillips' vision has helped hundreds of families, including kids and teens, through Aaron's Place. Its programs, including Camp Mariposa, provide outlets for children affected by addiction while also teaching drug prevention.
As a mom myself, I think that she embodies what I hope to do in honoring my children.
I know that it is how he would want to be helping others.
Carrying a labor of love even in the midst of grief. It's not just remarkable, it's what her son would have wanted.
Getting up and finding a purpose, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It can be a small thing. In honor of your loved one is super valuable. That is what gets me up and out of bed in the morning, is that we get to do that and make a difference in these people's lives.
In Indianapolis, Aaliyah Blackburn, Fox 59 News.
Congrats again to Justin. We will introduce you to 4 more women throughout the rest of March.